Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star and welcome to the Summer Solstice. Happy Summer Solstice, I'm just saying, and welcome to your new beginning and welcome to Cancer season. This is a powerful day that marks the start to move forward with determination. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all the ways that you love, support, and lift this channel up. Truly, each one of you makes a difference. I love connecting with each and every one of you so much. You give me goosebumps, you make angels sing in my ears, and I truly love you back. So, to get us started, let's look at some oracles here, especially from the cosmos, because I tell you what, astrologically speaking, the stars, the universe is aligning for Virgos. This is Virgo season, and this is the day that it starts, where we are being welcomed to our new beginnings, especially when it comes to triumphing in our wishes, hopes, dreams, long-term goals, aspirations. It's incredible. And if you haven't seen the weekend reading, check that one out as well, because I also go into manifestation tips and practices. But this is the day to set intentions, especially for the coming months of summer. And so, Spirit, what messages do you have for us, guiding us into the summer solstice? Thank you, Spirit. So right away at the top of the deck, we've got a lot of the South Node talking right now, which I will say is also in Virgo. So this is the time where you must forgive if you want to be free. If there's any type of soul, like South Node, soul lessons, karmic ties that you're still working through, remember, forgiveness is where it starts. That's how you free yourself. Do it for yourself. And remember, forgiveness isn't necessarily about letting people back into your life, right? It's about releasing. And also, too, same thing with releasing what doesn't serve you anymore. What, limited beliefs, as I would call it, preconditioned beliefs as well. Family ties even, or relationships that no longer serve you. But this is where, if there's been any injustices that have put you in a lower vibration, forced you to relearn those karmic ties, those karmic lessons, those soul contracts, it starts with forgiveness to be able to free yourself. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Because at the bottom of the deck, what we've got is no one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. And in a lot of ways, I think that's the biggest thing too when it comes to our South Node being in Virgo. You know, there's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves just on a natural basis. But when Virgo is in our South Node, it really tends to exacerbate things of our lower energies. So perfectionism, being too hard on ourselves, being overcritical of ourselves as well as others. If you've been comparing yourself to other people, or comparing where you're not where you want to be at this moment of where you were hoping to be, it's okay to slow down. No one said life was a race. And I will say this card always makes me chuckle when it comes out, because it brings to mind, she's all grown up now, so I can't keep her 4 in my mind all the time. But there was a very wonderful and very wise 4-year-old that once said for me, basically she was a bit of a finicky eater, and so I was trying to not my child, just saying, I'm more like the aunt, if you will. But either way, I was kind of trying to pick with her and play with her while she was eating, because she was struggling with being able to focus on eating and she really wanted to play. And so I got to a point with her where I was like, I'm all done with my food. And she's like, that's fine, I don't care. And so then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take a little nibble off of yours then. And she looked at me and she gave me the sternest, cutest 4-year-old eye darts that I have ever seen in my life. Melted my heart. And it's hard, I will say, my hat's off to all parents that when your children try to parent you like this, or when children do just in general, not to laugh. I melt. But either way, she looked at me with these very cute little stern 4-year-old dart eyes and told me, it's not a race. So this card always makes me think of that. That's the universe telling you. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It's the journey that counts most. And that's where most and all of the rewards truly come from, right? That's where your growth comes from. That's where your story comes from. And that's also what brings your triumph, right? Celebrating the successes of each and every step, even if they're step backs, even if they're step to the sides, because they're meant for you, to teach you and to guide you along the way. Like I say, true story, I never pictured that I would be a YouTuber or an influencer. I always looked at myself as a Renaissance artist, to be very honest. Has this been the best job that I have ever dreamed of, more than I could have ever dreamed of? You betcha. And it's because of each and every one of you. It is so rewarding and so fulfilling for me that I am so grateful each and every day that I get to put these videos together, and I hear back from you guys, that I see your comments, that I see your likes, you're a new subscriber. Seriously, like, I constantly get rewarded every single day, and it's because of you guys. So I'm just saying thank you. Now, Spirit, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you. But as we walk into this summer solstice, as we celebrate this summer solstice together, let's see what we've got on the cards. Okay, so quite a bit. This is interesting, and let's get into it. So this is the day for Virgos, the summer solstice. Not only is it the longest day of the year, it's the time to really try, and it symbolizes, I should say, triumphing of light over darkness, as well as celebrating the full bloom of nature's energy. But for Virgos, this summer solstice happens to be in Cancer, and the sun also sits in our 11th house. Wishes, hopes, aspirations, building your legacy, community ideals, support systems, relationships. And so this summer solstice is all about nurturing your connections, aligning your service-oriented nature with meaningful collaborations, and taking time for self-reflection, for growth as you're called to illuminate, renew, and also expand. And like I say, it's a day to celebrate connecting with soul's life force. This is the time where right away with the tarot, if you've been lost in monotony, feeling like you're lost at focus or having trouble focused, also too, negative emotions like depression or a feeling of missed opportunities due to stagnation, things not moving as fast as you want them to, right? This is where you're focusing on the 3 cups to the side, and there's 1 cup. This is the time where, like I say, this is where Spirit is welcoming you to your new beginnings. It starts today. And all of Cancer season, get ready to receive. Get ready to see and feel that energy. It's all about growth. It's all about expansion. It's all about triumph over light, light over dark. Know what I meant? But if you've been feeling like with the star in reverse, where you've got a lack of inspiration, lack of positivity, which, don't get me wrong, with everything going on, with all the volatility, uncertainty in the world right now, especially with things coming to a head with different countries not necessarily playing nice. I keep going back to a few things, actually, but I keep going back to the idea of, when we used to actually read newspapers, and yes, I am that old. It was not that long ago. I'm just saying. But either way, the first thing that a newspaper organization will tell you is that positivity doesn't necessarily sell. There's a reason why your YouTube feed is coming into play with all this negativity. And don't get me wrong, it is not about turning the blind eye towards it. It's showing us so that we can truly discern as we move to the choices of a new world order, a new earth on the macro level. It's showing us what truly we don't want and inspiring the ideas that brings in new earth, collaboration, sovereignty against governances that don't serve us, right? That are meant to basically keep people enslaved in a lot of different ways. And negativity sells. And there's a reason why the algorithms are there. So just keep an eye out, especially as you're looking at, especially with Mars, I should say too, being in Virgo, and you're looking at what you're consuming, especially in the digital world, in the news world. Pay attention to what you're consuming, because it plays a lot on feeding your energy, right? And also zapping your positivity, taking it from you. And so this is where, if you're feeling a lack of inspiration, feeling a lack of positivity, get ready, because in Cancer season, things are going to change. And there's a lot of the universe alignments here that are playing for Virgos and setting us up for success. And like I say, if you're feeling that South Node in Virgo too, check out the Honey Sea Star store. All the designs are meant to uplift, inspire, and empower you along your day, to keep that vibe high, because what you are on the inside is the world that you create on the outside, right? As above, so below. Now, with the Page of Swords as well, I understand this because it's basically you've been looking at things coming in. You've been having your patience tested. You've been educating, preparing, pausing, reflecting. But there's been a delay of news or inspiration. And so you're just kind of being tested on that divine timing patience, right? Give the universe time. And also, too, like I say again, check out the weekend read here that I just put out here on the 19th. I'm actually doing this reading on the 19th, but either way, whenever you see it, check out the weekend read from the 20th through the 22nd, because I go into manifestation tips. One of them is truly to surrender when it comes to manifestation, to detach and to let the universe orchestrate. And there's different ways that you can collapse that timeline even faster. And so, like I say, it goes into tips and depth in there to really help you with this as well. But like I say, especially with that South Node coming out, you may be spreading yourself too thin. Remember to rest. It's not about getting immediate results. It's about enjoying the journey along the way. And this is the time to truly celebrate and take in soul's life force. And with the Sun and Jupiter both standing in Virgo's 11th house. Again, wishes, hopes, aspirations, your legacy, community ideals, support systems, relationships. Look towards that relief coming in. Now is the time to set your intentions, especially for the coming months in summer, but also too, now is the time to manifest, to reflect and release what no longer serves you, to assess those outdated beliefs and get inspired by them of what you want to manifest as your dream life and live and feel it into existence. Release what no longer serves you and embrace the abundance that the sun's energy truly brings us, and honor the cycles between light and dark. Remember, light shines brighter in the dark, and it also shines brightest because of the dark. Without the dark, we wouldn't learn to appreciate the light. And so if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts. But this is where the universe has been teaching us new skills. In a lot of ways, this pause gave us time to educate, gave us time to be aware, gave us time to release, gave us time to really look at what we were seeing that wasn't serving us. Look at the path that we're going on, what we need to learn. And this is truly the beginning of not only expansion, but of ascension. That's what the sun is bringing into Virgos for us. That's what Jupiter is bringing in for us. And check out Jupiter's reading. It's not just one day. This is going to be blessing us. Jupiter is going to be blessing us for this next year. This is the beginning. June is the beginning of that. This is where you're moving from a point, you're ascending to a point, from learning, from educating, from being dedicated, gaining that knowledge, right? That enlightenment, and moving to a place of mastery. And in a lot of ways, that stagnancy is caused because you're torn between two choices. And like I say, these are hard choices. This is not about being blind to the truth, right? This is about seeing the truth for what it is, looking at it, and especially at the macro level, looking at the polarities of new world order versus new earth. Where are your principles? Where do they fall? Where do you want to go? What do you want to embody? What do you want to fight for? And with the sun in Cancer in our 11th house, this is where our social life flourishes for Virgos. It's not about quantity, it's about quality, and it's all about TLC. So you may feel the pull toward connecting with loved ones and building, building and strengthening new connections. That's what I meant to say. But this is also a huge energy filled with abundance and blessings when it comes to being empowered to the work towards that you do, to the purpose, the path that you're on, your life's calling, your soul's calling, that leads you towards your long-term goals, that leads you towards manifesting your dreams and building the legacy that was truly meant for you in your soul's path. And now is the time truly to take the lead. Like I say, this is the time of new beginnings. And with the Six of Cups, like I say, a lot of that South Node here, a lot of that reflection is coming in. This is the opportunity with Soul's Temple to really reflect on those limited beliefs, those past relationships that are taking rather than reciprocal. You're detoxing yourself. You're looking at those shadows of the South Node, the lessons that you're gaining and learning along the way, the soul contracts that you signed up for along the way, and you're flowing like water to release them. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this will put you back into a place of memories of the past, your childhood, nostalgia. Also, the expansion, the ascension of stepping back and looking at just how much the past has influenced the present, right? And it's learning to be gentle, not only with yourself, but with others. That's about releasing that perfectionism, releasing that self-criticism, or being overly critical altogether, and moving into a place of balance. And to bring it down into numerology, so it's June 20th, you've got the 6, which represents harmony, as you can see, balance, symmetry, integration, emotion, because emotion is our vibration, it's our frequency, right? And you're looking at the importance of the reciprocity, especially when it comes to manifestation. It's not about getting, it's about matching energy, matching frequency, embodying, living, feeling the life that you truly manifest, your greatest masterpiece. And this is also about embracing the harmony of opposites, right? The harmony of your shadow and how much it's embodied and embraced and built the light within you. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, share your thoughts in the comments below, because like I say, when the sun is coupled with Jupiter like this, it creates a powerful surge of energy. So Jupiter is in Cancer. Check out that reading if you haven't seen it. It's also in our 11th house. Spoiler alert too, it's going to be moving into a Kazemi position this next week. The rest of June really is incredible for Virgos. I'm very excited to do the weekly reading. Stay tuned though, I don't want to spoil it. But either way, this is the time when Jupiter is in Cancer in our 11th house. It's all about that expansion, that growth, good fortune, optimism, wealth, prosperity, blessings, and opportunities. Opportunities that really lead you towards expanding and reaching for those aspirations, not only with your social life, but also when it comes to community involvement. And with Mars and Virgo, it's about fighting for yourself, for your relationships, for what you believe in, right? And when Jupiter and the Sun, when the two are combined like this in your 11th house, expect to make powerful alliances, especially with people that can help you, can help support you, because this energy brings synergy to your relationships, brings synergy to your manifestations, and brings a synergy to your world around you as well as the world within, right? And so this is the time truly that this is the time with the summer solstice to welcome your new beginnings. Welcome Cancer season. I'm just saying I absolutely love it. And so also when it comes to achieving your goals, leadership and collaboration will raise the bar and ensure success in achieving your goals and dreams. And so this is the time to also remember, especially with Virgos, when this is in our 11th house like this, to focus and remember that we are stronger together. Truly, I always used to say safety in numbers, but it's strength in numbers. That's the truth of it. And also too, many hands make light work. You don't have to carry the weight alone. And with the Page of Wands, not Swords. Don't know why I said that, but that might resonate for somebody. So keep that in mind. That's about taking action, right? But with the Page of Wands, this is about spirituality, enthusiasm. This is also standing in your confidence and getting and embracing your creative flow. This is also being brave when it comes to exploring, being adventurous when it comes to new projects, looking at your resources. And out of all the bad news that we just had, that we were enduring with stagnancy, right? Good news is coming in. Spirit is reassuring you that this is the new beginning that is ready for you to welcome it. It's a powerful day that marks the start to move forward, and to move forward with determination. And like I say, we've got that Cancer energy here, Sun, Jupiter. We've got that Leo energy. So it's about taking that center stage. And then we also have that Virgoan energy. That is grounding us in who we are in the universe, what we bring to this world, what we bring to our lives. As the zodiac, we are the teachers and the healers. And really, this is a merriment here. We're standing at the center between the earth and also embracing, igniting that fire within us when it comes to reaching, building our legacy, manifesting our dreams. And like I say with the wands, this is about taking action with your creativity, embracing that growth, holding that vision, especially when it comes to setting your intentions and your manifestations, but walking forward with your energy, with enthusiasm, and with enterprising. That's with your social networks, right? And especially too, if you also have a channel, expect that this is the time that it brings blessings, abundance, growth, because you're reaching people more than you know. You're teaching people more than you know. And it's not just limited to the physical, right? The beauty about platforms like YouTube, TikTok, whatever you go into, it allows us to connect with each other no matter the bounds of distance. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because what we've got between these two chakras is we've got a lot about that sacral chakra, that's standing in your creativity, as well as too, really learning to use the past as a tool rather than a hindrance, right? Releasing those soul contracts when it comes to karmic contracts, and to move yourself forward in your present day and in your everyday life. Each and every step, in every day, in every way. Just saying. And this is all about connecting to that crown chakra, right? Connecting with spirit, connecting with the energy of the universe, especially when it comes to manifesting and calling in the dream life, your masterpiece, right? And it also is allowing yourself to step into the fool's shoes, more often, so that you can learn to live a more inspired life, especially if you've been lacking that inspiration or feeling drained, feeling overburdened during this time as well. Now, during this time too, keep in mind, Neptune is in Aries. So Neptune is dreams, right? Aries is action. Neptune is in our 8th house of transformation. I'm just saying this. Welcome to your new beginning. Now, also too, Saturn, check out that video if you haven't seen it, is also in Aries. And Saturn is our planet of discipline, structure. Aries again, action, that diligence, that dedication, every step, in every way, each and every day. That's what Saturn represents. Saturn also too is the planet of achievements, but he doesn't take it easy on us, right? A lot of those lessons that he teaches us come through delays, frustrations. And so these are lessons you may be feeling, especially with what we pulled in that first spread. You may be feeling Saturn's energy. So check your placements in your chart. But right now, Saturn is not only in Aries, it's also in our 8th house of transformation. And so it encourages us to really face our fears, to dream up new ways to boost our resources, to take control of our power, because it's all about being empowered with Saturn. That's what he really instills within each and every one of us, to remind us that we truly are the creators in our masterpiece. But with Saturn in Aries, it also leads to greater financial and emotional security. Just saying. And two, if you haven't seen the video yet, check it out, because I just released that one as well. Or I just published that one, I should say. But Mars is also now in Virgo. Thank you. Mars is our planet of action. It's our go-getter planet. It's our planet of passion. And it's in Virgo. It's in our wheelhouse. And it's standing in our 1st house. Our 1st house is our house of self, identity, personality, individuality. It's where we're called to fight for ourselves, fight for our relationships, fight for what we believe in, and fight for our goals. I'm just saying, and if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below if you're feeling that energy, because with the Chariot in reverse, if you've had uncertainty of success, if you felt blocked, if you felt a lack of willpower, wanting to give up, that you're headed in the wrong direction, this is where The summer solstice is welcoming you to your new beginnings. And get ready, because Cancer season is full of blessings. The universe is aligning to build Virgos up, set Virgos up with a situation of success. And it also speaks as well to that water energy, especially with that Cancerian energy right there. This is where Spirit is opening up that solar plexus. This is all about standing in your confidence, knowing about who you are and why you're here, what you're meant to do. This is also speaking to the 7, right? It's about the hidden wisdom that comes along the journey, but having the self-awareness to witness along the way, to learn along the way, and to trust your intuition, but learning as well to release what doesn't serve you through that reflection. Having that willpower, that drive, the self-discipline with Saturn, with control, and also the balance with Mars, especially when it focuses on our mental and our physical health. Learning that rest truly is a vitamin for us, right? We're programmed, especially in this world, this modern day, that everything has to come immediately, right? We want results and we want them now kind of situation. This is where Spirit is really teaching you to trust not only in your inner knowledge, your inner power, your intuition with your guidance, but trust in divine timing. Everything happens right when you need it, right when it's ready. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, share your comments and the thoughts below on it. Because with the 8 of Swords, like I say, the South Node has been challenging is what I'm getting in this reading. So this is where you've been feeling mentally imprisoned, right? The stagnancy of Saturn is truly frustrating. But remember, the 8th house is all about transformation. It encourages us to face those fears and take control of our power. Realize just how powerful we are. It gets us out of that victim mentality. It teaches us that we are not the victims. We are not the victims of fate. We are the manifestors of our masterpiece, because we indeed are the creator. Spirit, source, is within each and every one of us. We are all gifted. And that is where these constraints, the feeling of powerlessness, the self-imprisonment, the anxiety, fears, that's leading to a place to teach you to take your power back, ground yourself in that power, and lead yourself, build your masterpiece, build your legacy with the 8 of stability, prosperity, justice, your justice, fortuity in your values, your integrity, but also too harvesting of your success. I'm not sure if you heard that. That was the cutest thing. So I've got my 2 boys. I'm a proud cat mama. I've got Charlie and Champion over here. Sleeping. Champion snores a little bit. I love it every time I melt. But anyway, sorry, I digress. But this is really truly where Spirit is reminding you that Jupiter is standing with you. The summer solstice, it marks the start to move forward with determination, to get yourself unstuck and remind yourself that you are not stuck. All you have to do is just take that step. And as hard as it sounds in your mind when you're mentally imprisoned like this, the action, the movement is what reminds you of just how simple it is. And it takes just that one step forward, right, to get things moving. And with the King of Wands in reverse, I understand this all the way around, especially at the macro level. This is about tyranny, right, dealing with opinionations. Also, too, looking at the ideas of the ego versus the soul's purpose, right? The ego really looks at aspects of what we can truly gain. But at the macro level, this is also speaking to the dictatorships, the authoritarianisms, right? Patronizing behavior, disciplinarian aspects, getting disciplined when you did nothing wrong, that's forced you to be silent. That's what they want, right? In the news, and back in the days of the newspaper, positivity never sells, unfortunately. What sells newspapers, what sells news, is death, destruction, negativity, volatility, fear, anxiety. That's why they're so good at it. I'm just saying. And so watch what you're consuming, but also to look at it with a discerning eye, because what it does by showing us that dark is, especially with the summer solstice, is it reminds us that light triumphs and shines brightest in the dark. This is the longest day of the year, and this is about renewal. This is about illumination to those shadows, right, of what doesn't serve us. and instead seeing the truth, seeing through the veil in a lot of ways, in what people want you to see, to truly become enlightened and expand and realize that the power is within each and every one of you when it comes to your wishes, your hopes, your legacy, your community ideals, your values, setting up your support systems, who you call in and align with in your relationships. And it's all about that expansion. Remember, many hands make light work, but the hands that are only out there for self-gain are not necessarily the ones that are truly aligned with you. That discernment is what your intuition teaches you. And so, like I say, especially with Mars and Virgo, this is a time where it lifts us up and it lets us truly define that and go after, fight for ourselves, our relationships, what we stand for, and our goals, our aspirations, our legacy that we truly build. Do you choose New World Order? Fall in line, fall into compliance, and be silenced? Or do you choose New Earth, right? And so during this time as well, the moon is also going to be in Taurus, and it's in our 9th house. I'm just saying, I absolutely love this. So our 9th house is, that wanted to fall out, so I'm going to take it. Let's just see what it is because I'm curious. So it wanted to fall back in, it wanted to fall back out. But what Spirit is saying here, especially as I was talking about being silenced, the choices, right? The Two of Wands represents that duality, finding balance, but also embracing the polarities between the darkness and the light. Looking at your choices, your decisions that are on the table, the partnerships that you call in. But with this is also about your career and like your career development, your personal development, your success, your accomplishments, holding your vision, making plans that are true to your soul's purpose, seeing your manifestations through your soul's eyes, and making plans and decisions based on that, as well as not being afraid to stand in your originality and take action. This is not about following the road of following others, right? This is about paving your path, especially with that Aries energy that is speaking to Saturn, that is speaking to Neptune. Neptune, again, is all about dreams. Saturn's about discipline, structure. Aries is about that action. And it speaks once again to utilizing those tools, the wisdom from the wounds that you've gained, turning that pain into power, and utilizing that to walk forward in your everyday life with cherishing the present, with building the present, and shaping your future. But like I say, I'm digressing here. So with the moon in Taurus, our 9th house is about higher learning, travel, broadening horizons, spiritual growth, expanding world views. And with Taurus, it gives us security and stability in our expansion and our exploration with approaching new information with a grounded mindset. Like I say, it's utilizing our discernment and not necessarily believing everything that's put on our plate, right? Especially with Mars helping us in Virgo as well. It's seeing through the I want to come up with pretty picture, but what we're seeing in the world isn't that, right? Let's be real. There's a lot of opposition. There's a lot of divisiveness, but it's seeing through that and recognizing that truly we shape this world. There's strength in numbers. Many hands make light work. And when we work with sustainability, when we look at successional planning, when it comes to focusing on building a future that works in a way that lifts everybody up, focuses on win-win solutions, focuses on collaborations, focuses on peace, abundance, joy. This is where we can look and see through the painted picture that people want us to see, the fears, the anxieties, the uncertainties, right? And instead approach it with that Taurian energy, with a grounded mindset. And so especially as you set intentions this during the summer solstice, don't know why I can't say that. But either way, as you set intentions today, as you meditate, connect with nature and your intuition, as you journal and reflect to gain clarity and release old patterns to make room for those new beginnings. There's a few things that you can do to connect with the sun's energy. And right away with the Knight of Cups, I will just also say there's balance coming in. With the Knight of Cups, this is speaking to lofty thoughts, embracing your passion, knowing that you have the people skills, the collaboration, especially when it comes with Virgos being so good at organizing chaos. That's when it comes to our skill that we can bring to the table when it comes to collaborative projects, right? To build everybody up so that they shine brightest and bring to the table in a collective that strengthens what we build together. That's the leadership that we're bringing here at this time. Also, too, this is focusing on your emotion, because again, that is your vibration, your frequency, and what you're manifesting in the world around you, right? As within, so without, as with the world around you. But it's utilizing your intuition as well as being sensitive. I see a lot of empaths that I'm talking to, but it's leading with compassion. It's leading with sensitivity. It's leading with the heart space rather than the ego, and trusting in your intuition, your inner power, your inner self. I'm sorry, I'm melting. That was Champion again. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I tell you what, I know it's not a great thing that he snores, but it's really cute. Okay, I'm focusing. But this is really about standing in your inspiration, leading through love leadership, through servant leadership, building people up, but also lifting people up as you ascend and welcome your new beginning here. And like I say, it's got a lot to do with that South Node. The South Node isn't bad. It teaches us lessons. That's why we all came here. But it's shining light on those shadows, especially today. And it reminds us that light triumphs darkness. Light shines brightest in the dark. This is the time to expand, the time to renew, to illuminate, and to ascend, especially when we build our wishes, our hopes, our manifestations, our aspirations, the legacy that we leave, that we enjoy, that we're blessed with, our community ideals, our values, our support system, and the relationships that we align with and call in, right? This is gorgeous. I'm absolutely loving this. And then too, what Spirit really wants you to know, you can juggle this well. You're going to get busy, especially with social life or with your social life flourishing, especially with Cancer season. And again, it's all about quality, not about quantity. This is what the Two of Pentacles represents. Spirit wants you to know that you're harmonizing multiple responsibilities, you're prioritizing, you're utilizing that discernment. Most of all, though, you're tapping in as you ascend to unlimited potential and writing the story, because there's unlimited possibilities and they start and are created by you. And if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this message out. Share, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts in the comments below. But either way, this is about really grounding yourself in that Capricorn energy and remembering that Jupiter is blessing you at this time for this whole next year. Again, check that video out if you haven't seen it yet. But with the two, this is also about embracing the duality, right? The partnerships, the choices, the decisions that you make, walking forward in that discernment and utilizing and trusting that intuition along the way. Because your soul knows the way, your intuition is your soul's language, and it's guiding you every step. The divine is walking with you. Your angels are walking with you. We here on the Honey Sea Star are walking with you as well. And so a couple of things as well with the sun. As we celebrate the summer solstice, right? Connect with soul's life force. There's a few things that you can do. So sun salutations today will be absolutely amazing and well called for, especially as what I'm seeing in this reading, right? And so it puts us in a place of gratitude. It puts us in a place as well to ground ourselves, to center ourselves, especially if we're feeling pulled between two choices, right? Sun meditations will also help, especially when you're visualizing that golden light filling your body, radiating energy and filling you with vitality, especially if you're feeling overburdened, especially if you're feeling drained. That'll help you get back into that place of positivity. And again, like I say, hold you in your center, especially if you're being pulled out of it or feeling like you're being pulled out of it in polarities. Now, the sunrise and the sunset are an optimum time to celebrate the summer solstice, especially when it comes for Virgos with gatherings, getting together with friends, family, our community to witness and to reflect on its power and its significance really helps us connect in those social circles, connect with the positivity and raise everybody up together. Because again, many hands make light work. We are stronger truly together. And that's a great way to really get into that energy and to embody that as well as ambassador that. Now as well, if you're really struggling with that South Node, don't get me wrong, with the heron coming out, I feel you and I see you. This is all about patience. This is also about remembering to create a place for nature's stillness and be renewed. Now is a great time to get into grounding. Practice, walk barefoot. Practice your earthing. Ground yourself in soul's energy today. This will help you with getting renewed by enjoying that time, finding that balance, finding that center as well, right? This is also the time where Spirit is reminding you to step confidently towards your purpose. Like I say, welcome to your new beginning. It starts today. But patience will bring you rewards. That's all about trusting in divine timing. Let the divine orchestrate, do its work that it does behind the scenes. Because what the universe brings you is far greater than what the ego can ever try to imagine. And like I say, check out the weekend reading because I go into tips about manifestation. That's one of them, I'm just saying. But like I say, for celebrating the summer solstice, bonfires, even lighting a candle will help you with symbolizing and embracing the sun's peak power today. It also helps you with embracing your inner power. But mostly what it helps with is releasing what no longer serves you. So if you're feeling that energy really kind of pulling on you from that South Node, get connected with flame. Get connected with that fire energy. That way you can release the limited beliefs, the over-criticism, the negative that surrounds you in any which way, right? And during this time as well, because like I say, Mars is now in Virgo. It's all about our consumption, our health. Wealth is health. And especially when it comes to physical and mental well-being, Mars is putting that in our focus, right? Now is the time to really savor those seasonal foods with the summer solstice. Celebrate in gratitude for the abundance of the season and the abundance that it brings us. And like I say as well, this is the biggest day, especially as we welcome our new beginnings in Cancer season. Set intentions, journal, reflect. Set the intentions for the next coming months for summer, because this is the summer where Virgos expect change is all I gotta say. But this is where the universe is setting us up for success. Everything is aligning and it starts today. And with the dragon, this is about Spirit reminding you that you indeed are a creator. There's supernatural, I'm tempted to say magic, but it's not magic. We're all creators. We have source within us, right? That's what the supernatural is about. It's the belief that you create your masterpiece. You are the ancient wise sage. All of your ancestors' knowledge, wisdom, and soul ties. That's those karmic lessons that we signed up for to learn, to elevate, to ascend. They're all within you. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. That's why we sign up for those soul contracts. That's why we work so hard through life to ascend from them, to achieve them, to learn them, and then release them, right? Rise with dignity as the sun rises today on the summer solstice, because light triumphs darkness. That's why we're here. I'm just saying I've got goosebumps a little bit. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, share your thoughts. But either way, when you do your meditation, D sharp, because music is also meditation, rhythm, so movement, basically dance, in any which way, yoga even too, will all help you with really aligning, with clearing out your chakras, any blockages as well, with releasing anything that's been stagnant, right? Music is our medicine. And so when you do your meditations, if you do music improv, focus on the chord of D sharp. That'll really elevate you as you ascend today with today's summer solstice. And it'll also open up that solar plexus chakra, right? Open up that confidence. Open up as well that ascension with knowing who you are, why you're here, and what you're here to do, right? And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart in the comments below. Because color therapy wise as well, this is all about the sun's energy. We've got the orange, which really stimulates creativity, right? It speaks a lot to that sacral chakra, but it speaks a lot towards creative inspiration. And so embrace orange during this day. And then, of course, as well, embrace the yellows, because that is our fire, that is our gold that we get from the sun, from soul's energy. And so I truly hope that this reading helps. I am sending you guys so much love and light. Take care. Happy solstice, and welcome to Cancer season and your new beginning.